Turkeys on a limb, bass on a line. Ain't none sweeter than a strawberry wine. High in a tree, wind's looking good. Hope it comes in just like it should. It's about a time, it's what the cameras show. Here it comes in, chasing a big old doe. His tongue's hanging out, he's coming in the rain. And go to full draw, things about to change. Here at deer camp, we'll hunt all day and hope the big one don't get away. Here at deer camp, it's the woods I grew up in, hunting with all my kin. Here at deer camp, I just shot a stud, thank the good Lord up above. Here at deer camp, I know one thing for sure, I'll be high in a tree up on Coon Knob, and I can't wait for this fall to be at deer camp.
Alright everybody, it's August 24th. I'm heading on the first hunt of the year. I'm headed to Idaho tomorrow after work. Didn't draw an elk tag or a deer tag, didn't draw a rifle tag for hunting out there, so the tag that we did get, me and a buddy of mine, Ryan Huff, we ended up drawing an archery antelope tag. So we're going to head out there and hunt antelope for about 10 days and see what we come up with. I got my cousin who lives out there, he set us up a couple blinds, and a few weeks ago he set up a couple blinds for us over some water holes and whatnot. So we're going to go out there and give that a try, get to hang with the guys from Idaho for another week, most of them anyway. Getting everything packed up. I got my food plots in last night. It's been crazy busy. So last night before I'm leaving, I'm packing all my stuff up. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I take with me. So first and foremost is the bow. Excited I get to shoot expedition bow. It's the first trip this bow's gonna make out west. Got my bow, rangefinder, release, and pretty much if I forget everything else, that's the most important thing to take with me. I got a box full of camo, scree camo, my binoculars, broadheads from Thorn Broadheads. Gonna shoot them this year. Excited to see what they're gonna do. Sleeping bag, a couple bags, one for my camera stuff and my other is just a hunting bag. Spotting scope, gonna take that with me. I have a Tacticam IR spotter, or a Tacticam spotter that goes on my spotting scope so I can do some recording long range. Chair for my blind, another tripod. And that's generally, what most people would take. And then we tack on all the camera stuff to go with it. I've got my Tacticam, my fisheye, my Tacticam remote. This is the Tacticam that goes on to my spotting scope, so I haven't got to mess with it a whole lot, so I'm excited to mess with it. Couple of action cameras. And my lead lens or lights charging, some of my battery packs are charging right now, and all kinds of camera attachments. Got a pile of them. You just never know what you're going to need to hook up to get those shots. So anyway, I got all this stuff. I've got a deer that I did for my buddy Tad that lives out there. He's boxed up, ready to go. Got a couple coolers, get them full of ice tomorrow. And I've got a duffel bag full of clothes, just regular clothes, socks, stuff like that, besides my camo that I will be taking. Sleeping gear, toothbrush, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's packed up for an Idaho antelope hunt. So we'll see how it goes. I've never hunted antelope at all. I see quite a few of them up there where we bow hunt, down in the lower parts going in generally. But kind of excited, something different. Never shot an antelope. I don't think I'm going to be too picky. If it's got horns and I get an opportunity, I'm probably going to take it. I know a lot of guys, they hold out for the bigger bucks, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I did order me a couple of decoys. Don't know how much spot and stalking we'll get to do, but kind of like to try it. If we don't kill one out of the blind, or we'll just have to see how it all goes. So we'll get all this stuff finished, packed up, get cleaned up, get a night's rest, and it's going to be a long day at work tomorrow. Once I get through it, we're westward bound. Meet up with my buddy Huff, load all my stuff in his truck, and off we'll go. So, first time of the year, so we'll see how it goes. Get to go out and hang out with the boys from Idaho.
Alright, well, we got everything loaded at Marshfield and got to leave out of there about 3:30 this afternoon. We made our first stop. We made it to St. Joe. It took us about 3.5 hours. Thought we'd stop and go ahead and get some fuel and grab a bite to eat. So, got some Arby's, got some gas, and gonna hit the road again here in just a minute and get back to it. Got a long ways to go. First little stretch always kind of sucks, but got Huff over here driving still.
We're parked right now.
Pretty much means that I'm gonna get the overnight shift, so I'm gonna eat a bite. I always get stuck with the overnight shift. Gonna eat a bite here, and then I'm gonna try to get a couple hours sleep here, maybe before I have to drive. So, first stop, we're down. I don't know what, maybe 4 more stops for fuel between here and there, about something like that. So, we'll get back on the road and get to it. We're gonna go hunt some antelope, some blackhorns, so he calls them.
Get some blackhorns.
Blackhorns. So, hopefully we can get her done. We'll see how it goes. First we got to get there. That's the sucky part. Long trip. He's posting crap. Alright. Next stop. Somewhere in Nebraska. Alright, third stop. We're in Laramie, Wyoming. We always kind of stop here and top off the truck before we head across Wyoming. A lot of small towns. 2:56 Mountain Time, so almost 4 o'clock back home. And we've been at it since 3:30 this afternoon. Overnight shift's going good. Ryan's been sleeping the whole time. I've been jamming out to 90s music and eating sunflower seeds. That kind of helps keep me awake. Rough hours right now from 3 o'clock in the morning till daylight. So, but we'll get there safe and sound. So, alright, heading out that way. Alright, we just made our last stop at Little America. Topped off the tank. Just got off of I-80 onto 30, headed northwest. And the slowest part of the trek is this trek through here. I don't really like going this way, but it's the best, fastest way, even though it seems really slow. But being off the main interstate, it's starting to break daylight, so hopefully we'll start seeing some game. Usually see some antelope out this stretch, and mule deer, and sometimes even elk. So we'll see what we can see on our way. We'll be there shortly, getting closer. Huff took over driving again. I took the 12:30 to 7:30 shift throughout the night, and can't sleep in a truck, so we're just gonna go from there. I'll get sleep tonight or sometime. It don't matter. So we're on our way.
It's about a time. It's what the cameras show. Here he comes in, chasing a big old doe. His tongue's hanging out. He's coming in the rain. I go to full draw. Things about to change. Here at deer camp, we'll hunt all day and hope the big one don't get away. Here at deer camp, it's the woods of Grove Bend, hunting with all my kin. Here at deer camp, I just shot a stud. Thank the good Lord up above.
Meet the Smoke, the fastest bow in expedition history. At a time where average seems to be okay, Expedition Archery doesn't agree. Expedition has unharnessed the true potential of our hybrid cam system with this limited edition model. If you're serious about hunting and demand bone-crushing performance, this is your bow. Heavy arrows, no problem. Speed, momentum, and kinetic energy are all now on your side. Call your dealer today.
This land was built on hard work, nourished from calloused hands of men that kept their nose down until the job was done. Men who beat the morning sun, leaving any excuses at the trailhead. We're the ones that don't count on luck. We're the path makers, the believers, the caretakers. Nose down is more than a brand. It's a lifestyle. Live life nose down.
He literally ran 70 yards and he's down.
One day I'm going to film my own hunt.
I just shot a giant. Share the moments that matter. The new Tacticam 6.0.
Skittish. And she gone.
Alright, it's Tuesday. It's the opening day of archery elk and deer season here in Idaho. We dropped some of the guys off, let them do some walking this morning. We went and drove around, did some glassing this morning from the road, and we got one elk down for sure. This morning it's about 1 o'clock now, so I got one for sure down, and another guy's still out. He shot a 5-point bull, so he was going to give it some time, and hopefully we have 2 elk to pack out today. So that's dressed in cut-offs and shorts because it's very hot, and we're going to head up and at least get this first one packed out, so before it gets really, really hot this afternoon. So like I said, 1 elk for sure to pack out, and maybe 2. So off to a pretty good start here in elk camp.
Alright everybody, it's our first day to actually get to hunt up here in Idaho. We got in to Pocatello after 19.5-hour drive. drove another 2.5 hours to get to camp, set up camp. Drove around, went to the blinds, seen a lot of antelope, quite a few antelope, and anyway, got back in here this morning, so I plan on sitting all day. We'll see how that goes. It's supposed to be really hot, so yeah, we've seen a lot of antelope around this blind in particular, but we'll see what we see today. I don't know. You never know hunting out of a blind. There's a pretty good creek that runs all up down through here so they can get water up and down it, but there's one little section of it here where it's on this side of the fence, so that's kind of why they set this blind up here. So we'll hang out all day and see what happens. I'm sure we'll see some antelope. As you can see, I didn't make a very good shot on that buck. He came in, he was around 57 yards. And I shot to the right and hit him in the flank. He's hurting pretty bad, bleeding quite a bit. He ran out there and stopped a couple more times, and I took some long shots. I was shaking so bad I shouldn't even have shot, honestly. But I'm just going to keep my eye on him here, see where he goes. He's hurt really. He's hurting, so maybe he'll bed up and we'll be able to get him. So he's starting to move again a little slow. I don't know. Just have to see. So, got a sickening feeling in my gut when I make a shot like that. But it may end up alright. We'll see. The good thing is, looks like the other bucks have run most of the antelope across the main road. And he keeps looking that way, but he's not He's got up and bedded back down 6 times now, I think. And he's gotten to the point where he lays his head down for long periods of time. But about the time you think he's expired, he'll pop his head back up. So it's getting late in the afternoon. My cousin Travis is going to go grab a decoy and bring it. And we're going to see if we can't slip up here, and hopefully he's hurting bad enough that I can get close enough to get another arrow in him. So we're going to give that a try. Kind of worried to leave him overnight. So, because there's really no telling if he was to get up and move at dark or after dark. There's no telling where he'd make it to. So I don't like to push animals, but it's been, like I said, about 4.5 hours since I shot him, and he's still bobbing his head up and down. So I know he's hurting pretty bad. So we're going to see if we can't slip up here and take him out. So probably do is we'll get out here so far, and Travis will stay back here with the camera, and I'll slip on up by myself and see how close I can get. So we'll go from there.
I think just go straight at him. I think he's facing straight away from us, ain't he?
Confidence is key, and when bow hunting, confidence can be defined by one word: accuracy. Introducing the Thorn Expandable Broadhead. Its patented hidden blade technology guarantees field point accuracy, and the patented rip tip grabs at hide and flesh, ensuring deployment and beginning the process of devastation. Its stainless steel blades render up to a massive 2.2-inch cut. For confidence and accuracy, there is only one choice: Thorn Broadheads, the world's most accurate broadhead.
You know all the good spots. Now you're ready to put them to use. The spring line from Whitetail Greens provides 4 supreme mixes for better, faster, and longer-lasting plots. Plant the greens. Whitetail Greens.
Yes, you are.
It's not cut off or anything.
Uh-oh.
Should I do it with his head?
Turn it.
I'd move it. I'd hold it like this and maybe turn it a little bit. Maybe down while you're talking.
Right there looks pretty good.
All right, guys. Finally got this guy on the ground. We, like I said, I've watched him since noon today. Run a little bit, bed down, get up, walk a little bit. It's getting late in the evening, so we decided to do something. instead of leaving him overnight. We could tell he was hurting pretty good. And grabbed the decoy, we tried to stalk. Of course that didn't work. He jumped up way before I got there, took off again, bedded back down. Some guys were watching him from the gravel road and watched him bed down the second time, and I'd come back to the blind. And they said he had his head down for quite a while, so we went back up there in the sage to see if we could see him. And of course he popped his head up again. And so we knew he was alive, so I tried belly crawling, got 93, 94 yards, whatever it was, took a crack shot at him, missed him. And he took off again, and you could tell he was hurting really bad. A lot of pain. He wouldn't go very far and he'd stop. So I took him back to the truck. We was just sitting there watching him, laid down, and laid sideways. You see his wide underbelly. We thought, well, heck, he just died right there. So we start down to him and get almost to him. I was behind because I had to grab the camera, and he jumped up and took off again and ran another 130 yards and stopped, and we just stopped and watched him. He laid back down, turned sideways again, slipped up there and put another arrow in him, and then he took a death run, ran another 130 yards and crashed. But the bad thing is I didn't get any of that on the camera. Buddy got it on his cell phone camera. We'll see if we can use it. But yeah, battery had run dead on my camera during all this time. But regardless, the end result is this. I've got him on the ground in my hands, and I am tickled to death. Well, it's Friday at noon. We got all our stuff packed up and then some. Headed down the canyon, headed back to Pocatello, and then the long trip back to Missouri. It's been a pretty amazing trip out here this year, especially. Coming home with 2 nice goats. Both of us, our first bow kill antelope, so pretty nice to come out here, both of us on the first day, schwacked them, and then got to just hang out around camp. Everybody kind of was wondering if we was going to come home early or this and that. We come up here and hang out with these guys every year, and so no, we wasn't coming home early. We wanted to stay and just kind of chill and hang out with these guys. We don't get to see them very often, so got to do some glassing and scouting for them, and helped a couple guys pack out elk and nice muley buck and another muley buck that we didn't get to help pack, but just part of hunting, you know. We all hunt together and we all help each other out when we can, so if we can do a little part of helping them fill their tags, then by all means we're going to. So yep, we're heading down the canyon road. Don't know when we'll make it back. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, I don't know. Every time you leave this valley, it's always in your mind about coming back. So from the second you leave until you pull back up this canyon. So, but long trek home. I'm excited to go home, but still gonna miss the mountains. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to see this view every day? We made it about 15 miles and had a flat. So about a little over 2 hours later, we are fixing to get back on the road, maybe. Had to hitchhike a ride back to camp, about 15 miles up the canyon, and drive all the way back down here. But we're ready to go now.
That's what memories are made of.
Thanks to Huff.
Worse. Hey, we got elk or antelope tags are filled.
Oh yeah, he's looking at the bright side now.
Hey, you gotta look at the bright side.
After sitting on the side of the road for 2 hours because he didn't put a socket for his custom wheels in the truck. Yep. Wouldn't work. So anyway, maybe now we'll get back on the road.
Here at Deer Camp, I know one thing for sure. I'll be behind a tree up on Coon Knob, and I can't wait for this fall to be at Deer Camp.